guys, today's lesson is going to be on multiplicative comparisons. The first thing you're going to need to do is get out your notebook and make sure that you have titled your notes, drawn your line about 3 fingers from that left red margin so that you are ready to copy down your 2-column notes. We're going to start today's lesson by talking about some vocabulary. The first word we're going to look at is the word multiplicative comparison. And basically what this means is that we're going to be comparing equal groups or sets of items using multiplication. We will look at things like how many times more or how many times fewer one number is than another. And we're going to be using multiplication and sometimes division to look at these comparisons. The next word is factor. A factor is a number that is multiplied by another number, and this number also divides evenly into a larger number. So let's look at an example. If I do 2 times 5 equals 10, both 2 and 5 are factors. They are numbers that I multiplied by each other to get 10, and they also both divide evenly into the number 10. So 10 divided by 5 equals 2. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So 2 and 5 are both factors of 10. The next word is product. Product is the result or answer of multiplying. So a product is the answer you get when you multiply numbers together. So my example of 2 times 5 equals 10, that number 10 would be the product because that was the result of multiplying 2 times 5. The next word is the word unknown. This is the part of the math problem that we don't know. Sometimes this is called a variable. And you can think of this as the missing information. Our last word is the word equation. And this is a number sentence that represents values. And we will learn more about equations as we move along in the lesson. The first example we're going to look at of a multiplicative comparison is using a model. So this example is done for us. The word sentence says, or the statement says 6 times as many as 2 is 12. So 6 times, that word times can mean multiplication or division. Here it means multiplication. So 6 times 2, and that word is means equals. So this is just a fancy way of saying 6 times 2 equals 12. And as you can see by the model, they've taken 6 equal groups of 2, and those 6 equal groups of 2 total to make 12. The next example gives us the statement 3 times as many as 9 is, and you can see that the question mark is asking us for the total. Again, we can use our keywords 3 times as many as 9, and that word is means equals. And I know that 3 times 9 is 27. It's also asking me here with the question marks inside my equal groups, how many are in each of these blocks. Well, I know that when it says 3 times as many as 9, I have 3 equal groups. And what 3 times 9 means is 3 equal groups of 9. So each of these boxes is 9. And I can check this by using my repeated addition. 9 plus 9 plus 9 is also 27. Our next example down here at the bottom actually has two blanks. So I'm looking for two numbers that will multiply to equal 45. So I'm looking for two factors of 45. And I can look at this and I know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equal groups. So it will be 5 times as many as something that equals 45. Now this is when that word times can sometimes mean division, because what they gave me was the whole thing and one part. So when they give you the total and ask you for a part, they're asking you to divide. Well, I know that 45 divided by 5 is 9. So this statement would read 5 times as many as 9 is 45. And this means that I have 5 equal groups of 9. So I know that in the boxes, it will be 9. And again, I can check myself by using my repeated addition. And I know that 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9 is 45. Our next example is talking about writing equations. So what they've given me is they've given me the number sentence. 48 equals 8 times 6. So if I use my keywords, I know that this is 48, that equals means is, and that x means times. So when I'm writing my word statement, it's 48 is 8 times as many as 6. Let's use a different color. Now, because of the commutative property of addition, I can also switch that around to 48 is 6 times as many as 8. So it could be 8 equal groups of 6, or it could be 6 equal groups of 8. Both of those would work out to be true. Our next example says 15 equals 3 times 5. That equal sign means is, that x means times. So 15 is 3 times as many as 5. And again, I can switch it around. 15 is 5 times as many as 3, because it could be 3 equal groups of 5 or 5 equal groups of 3. The next equation says 7 times 4 equals 28. So 7 times 4 is 28. Now in this first one, it says blank times as many as 7 is blank. So I already have the 7. So I'm not going to put 7 in that blank, because I'm looking for how many equal groups of 7 would make 28. Well, it would take 4 equal groups of 7 to make 28. The next one says blank times as many as 4 is blank. Well, I know it would take 7 equal groups of 4 to make 28. This next example says 9 times 2 equals 18. The first statement says twice as many. Remember, twice means 2 times. So 2 times as many as, it's going to be 9, because it would take 2 equal groups of 9 to make 18. Nine times as many as 2 is 18 because it would take 9 groups of 2. If I had groups of 2, I would need 9 of them to make 18. The next example is asking us to write a statement completely on our own. And we can use our keywords here. Remember that equal sign means is, and that X means times as many. So 12 is 4 times as many as 3. And I can also switch that around and say 12 is 3 times as many as 4. There are also a couple other ways I could switch it around. I could say 3 times as many as 4 is 12. So there are several different ways that you could write that, but what it really boils down to is that 4 equal groups of 3 is going to make 12, or 3 groups of 4 is going to make 12. Our last example here is asking us for the same thing. We've got 6 times 9 equals 54. So 6 times as many as 9 is 54. And I could switch it around and say 9 times as many as 6 is 54. Both of those would be correct. That's all I have for you today on multiplicative comparisons. Make sure that you took notes. If you need to pause and rewind to make sure that you got everything written down, please make sure that you do that.